As Russia lays claim on the southeastern Ukrainian port city of Mariupol, Poland's president makes an unannounced visit to Ukrainian capital and addresses the parliament in a show of support for the embattled nation.
Separately, U.S. President Joe Biden signs a hefty aid package to Ukraine while Russia continues pressing its offensive in the eastern Donbas region. VOA's Arash Arabashadi has more.
Russia is claiming victory in capturing what's left of Ukraine's port city of Mariupol as a nearly 3-month siege has reduced much of the city to smoldering rubble. Taking Mariupol would mark the biggest victory yet for Russian forces, who have mostly bumbled their way through an invasion that started in February and includes countless accusations of war crimes and atrocities. At the same time, the Russian Defense Ministry claims success in hitting Ukrainian forces with airstrikes and artillery in the east and south. All of this while Poland's President Andrzej Duda visited the capital Kyiv to meet with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky and address the Ukrainian parliament. Duda encouraged Ukrainians to continue the fight and not give in to Russia's demands. Duda is the first foreign leader to address Ukraine's parliament since the onset of the war. President Biden, seen here boarding Air Force One on his way to visit leaders in Asia, Saturday signed a new $40 billion package of military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine. Also on Saturday, the chief advisor to Ukraine's president ruled out any hopes for a ceasefire, saying Ukraine will not cede territory to a Russian military that he says will only use it as a new staging ground. It's an indication this war is far from over.
This is going to be a long slog with Putin. He's clearly focused out east now after what has been a disaster in other parts of the country. I think initially he really did want to take Kiev, overturn the government, put a puppet in as a leader, and he's not going to be able to do that right now. But I think he is going to do everything he possibly can to lose as little in the east as possible. President Zelensky's been pretty clear he wants that territory as well.
The war in Ukraine continues to shake up Europe as historically neutral nations Finland and Sweden Wednesday applied for NATO membership. Russian President Vladimir Putin has said if those countries join the world's largest military alliance, he will deploy nuclear weapons to the region.
We should remind that as the country that's actually used them in the 1940s, how devastating they are, and do everything we possibly can to make sure that they don't get used. But they are a part of Putin's arsenal. He's pretty well cornered and boxed in, so we certainly have to consider it's a possible action he can take.
Turkey has voiced opposition to Finland and Sweden joining NATO, citing national security concerns. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan spoke to Swedish and Finnish leaders Saturday. While nothing was finalized, Sweden and Finland both welcomed the dialogue. NATO membership requires a unanimous vote from all members, but Western nations say they expect ascension for the new applicants. Meanwhile, in parts of the Kyiv region flattened by advancing Russian forces in February, residents are returning and beginning to rebuild.
We will restore everything and live like we did before. We're not a nation that is afraid of hardship, but we won't give away our land. Russia dreams about a piece of our land, but they won't get it.
And when the power comes back and the lights are turned on, this grocery shop owner vows she'll be back in business.